The Loop and Purl podcast. Hey, that was good.
Welcome to musical theater.
Hey, guys. Welcome to the Loop and Purl podcast. I'm Loop, but you can call me Louie.
And I am Purl, but you can call me Jules. And I knit, but I don't crochet.
And I crochet, but I don't knit.
Yet.
Well, I don't want to. I like to crochet.
We have future episodes planned. You are watching the third episode of the Loop and Purl podcast, and thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. On this podcast, we talk about yarn and crocheting and knitting and just life and...
Whatever we want to talk about.
Yes. Whatever we want to talk about. But it's usually crocheting and knitting because that's what we usually want to talk about. As you can see, we are more dressed up in this episode than we normally are. We thought, it's sweater season. Let's wear sweaters.
It is a festive, holiday, celebratory time of year.
This is Jules' wonderful Golden Gate sweater.
I'm so proud of you. He got the name right.
I did have to think before I said it.
I'm still proud of you.
Which is usually not what happens. I usually say before I think, as you can see.
This is one of my designs, but more importantly, Louie is wearing a sweater that I hand knit for him.
As a gift.
It was supposed to be a Christmas present in 2019.
Yeah, and I got it a couple months ago.
It's true. I made it out of Rowan felted tweed.
Yeah.
Which is a wonderful yarn, which is mostly wool, but has these little tweed flecks that are made out of other things. And it's not my pattern, but I made a lot of edits to it to try to make it fit him. And I will admit...
Because I'm really big. As you can see, I'm really big. I'm kind of coming out of the sweater because I'm so big.
Yeah, I will admit I kind of failed with the neckline. It's a little too loose for his preference, but he looks so good in a collared shirt, right? Yes?
Stop.
Yes, please.
Oh, stop. Speaking of gifts, gifts are holiday-ish. We get them for Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, you get them for Hanukkah if you celebrate Hanukkah. So let's talk about holiday stuff. That's my great transition. I'm so good.
I'm so proud.
What's your favorite holiday memory?
Ooh, great question. My favorite holiday memory in all of my lifetime was very early on in my lifetime when I was maybe 6, 7, 8 years old.
Okay.
We were in the very first house I lived in. We moved a little bit during my life. But the very first house I lived in, large living room, and it was pitch dark. The only light you could see is the Christmas tree.
Right.
Which was all lit up, covered in ornaments from
Beautiful.
Decades and different family members and gifts, and they were all mishmash.
Smells like apple cider and pine needles.
Yes, lots of pine needles.
Tiny pine needles.
We lived in the Santa Cruz Mountains, so definitely pine needles.
Mm-hmm.
It also smelled like petrichor, which is the smell of lightning and rain.
Oh, that's called petrichor?
Petrichor.
What a super solid word. That's the word of the day, petrichor.
Yes, petrichor, solid vocab word.
If you have been following the podcast for a while, you know that every single episode we do a word of the day.
Yeah.
And this time just kidding, we never do that.
He's so full of it. Petrichor smells like rain and thunder and lightning and magic. Because outside there was a thunderstorm and thunder, and you could hear the rain pitter-pattering on our single-story house. And I was lying on the couch with my head in the lap of my grandma. And we were just sitting there in the dark, the only light being the Christmas tree. My mom was in the corner, my dad was on the couch, my brother and sister were doing whatever they were doing, but I have this really vivid memory of all of us being silent in this quiet, dark living room, just listening to the rain, listening to the thunder, watching the Christmas tree sparkle, and just admiring our own family presence. And it's one of my favorite memories. That's my answer.
Wow, that's great.
Fabulous.
It's a thunderstorm
Just as
outside.
I remembered. Louie.
That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
What is your favorite holiday memory or tradition?
My favorite holiday memory / tradition is not really as much of a tradition anymore. We still kind of keep it alive. But me and my friends used to do these things called paloozas, where they were like little shows, little music shows, where we would have all of our friends get together. And if anybody wanted to play songs, we would have them on stage and there would be a big audience. For Christmas, we would usually do them at my house. We called them Louie Paloozas. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. It was really, really fun. So I really like thinking about those memories a lot. My friends still do a Christmas album, which is how they keep the tradition alive. And they came out with one this year, and it's really good. I think you guys will like it a lot. We'll put it in the comments or description or whatever.
We did a song on last year's album, which we can also link in the show notes.
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, so that's probably my favorite Christmas tradition is these paloozas, and it's just really nice to remember my friends like that.
So those are our favorite holiday memories and traditions. If you have any favorite holiday memories or traditions, please put them in the comments.
Let us
We'd
know.
love to hear them. Honestly, my family's not full of traditions, so I'm always looking for something to like bring in to steal. I'm gonna steal them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna steal them.
Give us holiday traditions for Jules to steal. And next up, Jules' favorite part of the show, the Knitter's Nook.
Awesome. I get to tell you first about my latest design, which is a free pattern called the Spindrift Hat. The reason why it's called the Spindrift Hat is because the word spindrift means the foam on top of a wave, when the foam breaks away from the wave and floats into the ether.
Wow, that is wonderful. Where did you find, where? How? Google. What a great name.
Here's the hat. You saw it last time. I didn't know what a great name was, but I knew that I wanted it to be sea inspired. So I looked up ocean-themed words, and I loved the word spindrift, which I've heard before, but I didn't know the meaning until I looked it up, and I just fell in love. So this is the Spindrift Hat. Voila!
What a great name. And it even looks like the foam on top of the wave.
That is the idea. Yeah, it kind of looks like the waves and the splatter and all of that. So I took photos of this on Ocean Beach with my good friend Ksenia. Thank you, Ksenia, for the wonderful photos. And this pattern is available on both Ravelry and Lovecraft. I used Malabrigo ASAP, which is a super, super bulky wool single ply yarn. But you can use any super bulky yarn. It comes in 3 sizes, teen, small adult, large adult. This is the small adult size, and pom-pom is optional.
I like the pom-pom. It looks like an actual animal.
It does, doesn't it? It looks like a little bunny tail.
Yeah.
I think we showed you all the pom-poms last time that I was playing with. I made multiple Spindrift hats for the holidays.
Oh, I didn't realize you made 3 of them.
I did. I made 3. So this is the orange one that I showed you. Last time we were talking about this was just a skein of yarn, and now it's all knit up. This is also the small adult size. It came out a little bigger than the other ones because I realized this is Madeline Tosh Home and not ASAP. So it's a different ply yarn, and it has a different gauge. So it's a little bigger. And then I have a smaller one, which is made from Madeline Tosh ASAP and is a more like a toddler size that I made for my niece. So she's gonna get this for Christmas.
It's very funfetti.
Right?
Yeah.
I love funfetti.
Yeah, I don't, but I know people do.
Because it's a smaller size, I had a lot of yarn left over, so I did a yarn pom-pom instead of a purchased faux fur pom-pom, and I adore it. So I hope she likes it too.
Yeah. Regular pom, those are more kid-like too.
Yeah.
Than the faux fur ones.
Yeah.
Faux fur.
Kind of looks like a marshmallow to me. Anyway, that's the Spindrift hat. So if you want to make that yourself, you can find the pattern for free on both Ravelry and Lovecrafts, and we will have links for those in the show notes.
Yeah, if you're looking for any links at all, look in the description for all the links.
We also share the show notes on Ravelry too, if you are a Ravelry user.
Oh, yes.
Next up, I'm going to talk to you about my selfish knits. Now, last time I talked about this, I was telling you I was doing a test knit for another designer. Her name is Alicia Plummer, and she designed this really wonderful bulky weight sweater, which I finally finished. This is the garnered pullover. She already has a cardigan version available. Can I put this on?
Yeah, but you got to do it with magic.
The garnered pullover. I'm wearing it now. Magic.
Yep. Just a little bit of Christmas magic.
Yeah, as we do. So this was a test knit, which means when a designer is getting ready to publish a pattern, they need to make sure that the instructions are correct. So they send it to test knitters, who are people who are very experienced. They know how to knit things as written in a pattern, and they let the designer know if there's any math problems, any gauge problems, any fit problems. Mm-hmm. Lucky for me, I had no problems.
Yeah, I like how it's so loose.
Yeah, the sleeves are bulbous on purpose, and I love it. It's a very different look. Yeah, not shaped at all. And I love that. It actually kind of reminds me of some Tokyo fashions that we saw when we were in Japan. I get like a Tokyo vibe.
I can see where you're going with that.
And I opted for a more crew neck shape versus the turtleneck option. So she has 2 neck options in her pattern for the pullover. She has a cardigan version already available on Ravelry, which I believe just has the boat neck, but don't quote me on that. And the pattern should be coming out in January.
Cool. Well, you got to get a little sneak peek of the pattern too, which is kind of fun.
Sneak peek. So check out Alicia Plummer's stuff to learn more about the garnered pullover.
So, did you get any new yarn to share?
Oh boy, did I. I got so much yarn, y'all.
Yeah, she bought a lot of yarn.
The holidays.
Yeah.
So much yarn. So much yarn.
That's your Christmas tradition, is buying way too much yarn that you aren't going to use.
I am so gonna use it. That is so rude. I'm gonna use it on you. I bought this yarn that you're wearing.
Yeah, it only took you 2 years to use it. Show us what you got.
Okay, so I bought on sale. Thank you. I bought a lot of Malabrigo Rios. I actually bought 6 skeins, but I can only hold 4. It's so soft.
It's very squishy.
The Malabrigo Rios is 100% merino wool. It's fantastic. I use it a lot. This is colorway Valentina, which is one of their pinks. I had a really hard time picking which pink I wanted, but I knew I wanted pink. And I want to make a bottom-up cabled pullover. So if you like cables, stay tuned.
Bottom up.
This might be a thing. Yeah, when I say bottom up, I mean like the bottom of a sweater, you knit upwards.
You knit upwards.
Versus...
And then you add the...
Up-down.
Then you add the sleeves.
Yeah, you add the sleeves later.
Yeah.
And the neckline later.
Right.
Which is actually how this pullover was made. So that gives you a sense of construction. This was knit in pieces. When I do this sweater, I'm going to try to do it in the round because I like cables in the round a lot more than flat. So this is my stash acquisition, and I love it, and so squishy, and it's so soft.
Yeah, you want to lay in a bed of it. You should get a bed of just yarn, like
just pink yarn.
It'll be like a water bed, but it's a yarn bed.
A squish bed.
Yes, squishy bed.
So next up, I'm going to talk about my work in progress, and for this work in progress, it is a future design. It is my hopefully February 2021 design. And it is a set of fingerless mittens.
Look at how cool the design of this mitten is. I love it. She made it. She was so inspired the other day and just started going at it and finished the whole design in a couple hours?
I would argue 10 hours. From inception to final design, this took 10 hours. This is just one hand, and the reason why I'm putting it in the work in progress section is because I'm working on the other hand.
Yeah.
But the pattern's done. I'm just kind of testing it with this second hand.
Do you need to test it with different sizes too?
Yeah, so this is just the small size, and the pattern's going to come in a second size, which will be size large. I have very small hands.
Can you show my favorite part of it, the thumb?
Yeah, sure. So this is the thumb repeat.
I really like that a lot.
He likes it a lot. It is actually the simplest part of the pattern, just little speckles.
It's really cool. It's very tribally.
Yeah.
Tribally.
Yeah. I wasn't inspired by anything in particular, so I'm not sure what I'm going to name it, but that's okay.
Yeah. If you got suggestions, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. So yeah, these are the February fingerless mitts. That's what I'm going to call them for now. I don't have a name yet. Last but not least, I have an upcoming design that I want to share with you. And I am so excited to share this with you because it's a collection that I have done before.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what collection I'm talking about?
Yes.
What?
It's the Sun and Fog
He got
collection.
Right. He got it right.
We have notes and everything.
He got it right, though.
And I didn't even use the notes at all.
No, he didn't. We didn't cheat. Not at all. Anyway, so last summer I did a pattern for the Sun and Fog collection for 2019. It was a summer pattern, which I called the Summertide Top. And now they are doing a winter collection in January. So I submitted an idea. I happened to be chosen. I'm very grateful. And now I have created this cowl.
Look at it. It looks like... Now, it's kind of... Yeah. Get close.
I'm trying to get it in the middle. There we go.
Show the white one so you can
I will. But I really want to show this one first because the inspiration for this collection is the ocean, which is right across the street from us. The ocean beach, which is the Pacific Ocean.
If it just, I feel like it doesn't come through on the camera nearly as, it just doesn't do it as the justice that deserves.
Yeah.
But it shows there's like a bunch of little waves here. Like all these have what? Can you show this one?
Yeah. So this is the small size. The pattern comes in 2 sizes. So just a single loop cowl, and then this is a single colored version, so you can really see the stitch pattern. I'm gonna bring it close to the camera.
Yeah, there you go.
You can see all the waves that Louie's talking about.
Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, it looks really cool in this one. It looks really, really cool in the other one. Yeah. It just doesn't come through on the camera as well. Yeah. But man, it looks so neat because all these look like little tiny waves, and the color is perfect. Like it looks
like the ocean.
It looks like the ocean.
Yeah.
It looks like we're in Hawaii.
So this yarn is a local yarn dyer, Speckled Finch Studios, and it's a worsted weight yarn called Cozy Worsted, and the colorway is From the Deep.
From the deep.
Straight out of the ocean. While this sample is Cascade 220, which is in colorway cream, I believe. 001, I want to say. And the pattern has 2 sizes, as I said. This is the larger size, which is a double wraparound versus a single loop.
I personally like the double wraparound a little bit more.
I like it because it gives like an added warmth, but I cannot deny the magic that is a indie dyed, hand dyed color. Like this is just
it's very cool.
Fantastic.
It's very cool. And what's so cool about the indie dyed thing is each one is going to be so unique.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's hand dyed by a person who honestly lives like 5 blocks away from us.
Yeah, she's very close to us. It's really cool, actually.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah. It's cool to have these connections of people that are like so close that enjoy a craft so similar to yours. You know, maybe we'll have a yarn dyer soon in the future so we can like talk to them about what it's like to dye yarn because we don't dye yarn.
We don't dye yarn.
Never have.
I love that you brought that up because we just scheduled our first interview for this podcast.
Next episode. Keep a lookout. We won't say who it is because it'll be a surprise.
It'll be a surprise. All right, I'm done. That's all I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to hand it over to the Crochet Corner, hosted by Louie Loops himself.
Okay, so in the Crochet Corner, this time we have not that much because I shared a lot of it last time, but I want to start by showing my newest design. And my newest design is a collaboration with another amigurumi artist who I collaborate with every now and then called Sir Purl Gray. We've done projects in the past, like we like to do a lot of Animal Crossing things. So this time we separated this pattern. Hold on. Boop. It's Animal Crossing. It's the floating gifts from Animal Crossing. So I did the present here, and he did the balloon, and we split it up. And so the balloon pattern is on his channel, and the gift box present pattern is on my channel. It actually just came out, so if you want to check it out. And I'm really, 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 really proud of this pattern. The reason I'm really proud of this pattern, well, I mean, other than just having a fun little collaboration that we got to do, but the reason I really like this present pattern is because it comes in 4 different sizes. So I teach how to do a bunch of different sizes. It's very easy to size up as well. And what's really cool, and what also is cool is that the balloon pattern we also did in a bunch of different sizes. So you can make a bunch of different kinds of sizes of the same pattern.
Is this the largest size?
That is the largest size, but I explained how to make it bigger, and you can also use bulky yarn to make even bigger.
Right. And then this is the smallest size? Or do
No,
you do
that's actually,
smaller?
there's a smaller size than that too. I don't have one. Actually,
you're
this
gonna
is
make
it,
me
right?
one.
Is this smaller?
No, it's the same.
Oh, maybe that is the small size then. Well, this is what the little boxes look like by themselves, and you kind of see. I think I showed it last episode too. They're just little gift boxes, and what I really like about them, well, other than the fact that you can actually open them up. I don't know what's in this one, but let's open it up and find out.
Ooh.
Oh, it's just yarn. I just filled it with yarn.
How dare you?
To make a goblin. But what I really like about this is, I'm just going to show the lid. I used a really cool new technique that I made to make the right angle really sharp. So it really turns from going, it's all made in the round, so nothing needs to be sewn together, and it just goes shoop, shoop. And I use this really cool technique to do that I kind of just made up. You basically work in a new loop of it, like you work in the back loop and the back loop of the last round. It's really cool. I'm very proud of it.
What do you call that stitch?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything special, like there's any special name to the stitch. It's just where you work the stitch. So it's a single crochet worked into the back loop of that round and the round prior.
Got it.
What also is cool is that I teach in the video how to make holes at the bottom of your box so that you can have your ties so that you have a very flat bottom, so you can actually have it sitting straight up if you wanted to, instead of having it like tied around the outside of it.
How do you make holes in crochet?
Really easy. You just chain, which is like, yeah, you just chain one and then you skip a stitch, and then in the next round you work into the hole that you just made to keep a hole.
In knitting, we would normally do what's called a yarn over, which I know in crochet is used for everything.
Yeah, yarn over is like how you crochet.
in knitting, yarn overs are not necessary to make a knit stitch or purl stitch. It is an active decision to make a hole in your work. Or it's often used in lace, or you can later close up that hole in the next row, which I know is not really a thing in crochet. 'Cause you can crochet every direction, can't you?
Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. Yes.
I love how both crafts have the same
technique to do different things.
Yeah, well, at least the same term, but it sounds like the technique is very different.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely other ways you can do you can add holes to your piece, but I definitely find just chaining and skipping a stitch the easiest way. I was thinking it might be kind of cool to have one of these on the background, but we just didn't have enough time to put it there. I was thinking like right there.
I personally love these because I've played over 600 hours of Animal Crossing.
Yeah, she is an Animal Crossing fanatic. She's got the most beautiful island ever.
That's not true, but thank you.
Beautiful. If you want to check her island out, I'm gonna put the dream code down somewhere.
I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm really proud of this pattern. I think what I'm going to do with it next is I want to, I looked up a tutorial for how to make clouds that light up. It's really cool. I haven't told you anything about this, but I'm very excited. Basically, you take a water bottle and you fill it with lights, like Christmas lights, and then you hot glue on the outside stuffing, and then it lights up the whole thing. So it looks like a cloud that's like lit up. And then I want to have one hanging, I want to have a thing hanging from it. So that's what I want to put on the wall. It's like
wait, inside the bottle or under the bottle?
I want these hanging under the bottle.
Okay.
The bottle's covered by stuffing.
Got it.
And lit up. And what I think would be really cool, but I don't know how to figure it out. But if I could figure it out where you pull the present and it turns the light on, that would be awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like an actual
light.
ceiling fan we have.
Yeah. So that's my like kind of idea. I need to figure it out, but I think it'd be really, really fun.
I love these.
Yeah.
I love these so much.
And there are things in all these actually, but I don't want to open them up because they're kind of hard to.
Well, I will keep them then. And
Yes, you hold them to the side. Next up is my latest selfish crochet. And my selfish crochets this month, I haven't done too much selfish crochets other than doing my live streams. So if you've been watching my live streams, you probably have seen some of these. And my favorite one that I made this year for like just selfishly is this Yeti, which I've done this pattern before, but it is such a massive pattern that it is I don't do it very often, but man, do I love it. The reason I did this live stream was because someone that has been following my stuff emailed me about a week before I started this live stream about how much he loved the live streams, how much they meant to him, and it meant so much to me that I wanted to say thank you. So I did a live stream dedicated to him, and this was his favorite pattern. As it's not my favorite pattern, but it's one of my favorite patterns. I love it.
When do you do live streams?
I do them every Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're subscribed to the channel, you probably already knew that. But if you didn't know, now you do. I also really like that his coffee cup, you can actually take it off.
Oh my gosh, it's just pinned there, y'all.
Yeah, it's just pinned.
You could probably put a magnet there, yeah?
Yeah. I was thinking of doing that, like doing magnets in the hand. And there's also pipe cleaners in the arms, so you can kind of turn them. It's not working right, but they're there. And then the other selfish crochet that I did, I wanted to say before I get to that, the design of this guy was heavily inspired by a show called Hilda, which is a cartoon on Netflix that I really like. It's based off a comic book, and the second season just came out. If you haven't watched Hilda, you might really like it. It is a kid's show, but it's really good. And it's just, the art of that show is just beautiful. It's a really, really well-made show. I highly suggest it. So this is kind of themed after the giants in the show. There's one giant in specific that kind of looks like this. I kind of had a run on there, but it's really cool. The other selfish crochet that I did is for a Patreon supporter of mine. So on my other channel, Louie's Loops, I have people that support me on Patreon. And when you support me on Patreon, I do this thing where I collaborate with them, where they fill out a form, and in that form, there's a bunch of questions about about a goblinoid. So if you don't know, goblinoids are my favorite patterns. They're my favorite things I've ever made. They're goblins, orcs, trolls, ogres. And when people fill out this form, there are things like, what's your goblinoid's favorite kind of music? What's their favorite color? What do they like to eat? Where would they go to vacation? And then I take all those answers and I build a goblinoid based on those answers. And this time, someone really wanted a punk rock goblin.
Oh, let me Vanna this.
It wasn't specifically a goblin that they asked for, but they said punk rock, and they want him short and spunky.
What were his favorite colors?
Purple was his favorite color, hence the hair. I didn't want to do just purple because I thought, if he's punk rock, he's probably got some pink in his hair too.
Oh my God, I love him.
I really, really like him. I can't find the pieces for the other one that I've been working on, but he is a musician. Maybe I'll share him in the next or in the next podcast. But he's got an instrument. He's got like a banjo,
yeah,
and it's made out of buttons and a needle. I really, really like it. Maybe I can put just a picture somewhere right here because I couldn't find him before this. So those are my selfish crochets. I really like them a lot. I know I haven't done, it's not as big as last time, but, I only had so much time. Christmas time is very, very busy for me.
Quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity. That's true. So next up is my work in progress. And if you've followed this podcast before, you'll know that my work in progresses usually aren't actual pieces that I'm halfway done crocheting. They're pieces that I've been thinking a lot about or just working on the idea of that. And this is no exception. This time, I want to talk about a game that I've been designing. And if you have been following my stuff before, you'll know that I really am into coming up with little games that I use my little amigurumi for. Stitched is one of them. That's my tabletop game. I call it War That You Craft. And this one is still a work in progress. Right now, I'm calling it Lava Run. And I'd like to have you explain it because I think you would have a little bit easier of a time. I just get too detailed into like,
Sure.
You can do this and that and this.
Sure.
So take it away.
Okay. Imagine you are a dinosaur, pre-extinction, grazing in the middle of nowhere, and then all of a sudden the volcano behind you erupts and lava starts flowing behind you. You need to survive. You need to get to the beach. You are this cute little dinosaur.
Or you're this one.
Or you're this one. You need to be the last one standing. That is the goal of Lava Run. Be the first to reach the beach or the last one standing. Now, how does this turn into a tabletop game? Simple. You are these little characters running away from the lava, which you and your competitors place on the board. These are lava flows that Louie has created for the tabletop game. They can be all sorts of shapes, and you can arrange them however you like to trap people or make sure that you are home free to the beach.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was pretty good. Basically, each turn you're both trying to escape and you are building the lava flow simultaneously. So you're kind of making a little puzzle on the board and using that puzzle to trap opponents or make it easier for you to get to the end quicker. It's sounds more complicated than it is. It's very, very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way simpler, I would argue, than Stitched.
Yeah, very, very much so. I would say this is probably 6 and up. Probably can play Lava Run.
Maybe 7 or 8 and up. Because I don't know if my first graders would get it right away when I was a camp counselor for first graders, but my second graders would and third graders for sure.
It is just a lot. It's a lot more of a simplistic game that I'm just really excited to share with you. I'm going to be coming out with a playtest soon. Make sure to, I guess join my email list is probably the best way. And you can join my email list by just creating an account on clubcrochet.com. And I will do a call out for people to join the playtest so you can test it out. Let me know what you think, things that you like or dislike about it. So that's my work in progress. I've been working on it for a long time, probably all of 2020, I think.
I would argue that, too. We've been playing it all year, and I've been showing it to my family members. We played it with his family. We played it with his... we play it a lot with his cousin and her boyfriend, and it's one of my favorite tabletop games to play now because it really is approachable. Yeah. And it sounds more difficult than it is.
Yeah. I think what I'm most excited about this game is that I know that it's really... I know that I'm onto something good when my mom and dad really like it. My mom and dad are like so into it. They're like, bring down Lava Run when you come. We want to play a game.
They have their own board now, don't they?
I gave them their own board, and cards and stuff. But there's been a couple of updates since I gave them that, so I'll bring down the one I've got for that. Or maybe I'll have you bring it to your brother to play with your brother.
To. Yeah, I'd love to. Well, I taught my mom and dad at Thanksgiving.
I'm just so excited about this. I'm going on and on. It's very cool. I'm sure I'll share more about it in the future, but yeah, it's really cool. So that's my work in progress. And then the next thing I want to talk about is my upcoming designs. Now, my upcoming designs, you've actually probably seen some of them. I'm going to continue with burbs because I love the burbs.
Yeah, burbs.
If you don't remember the burbs are secret agent birds that are disguised as other birds. What are they disguised for? We don't know. They're spying on something for some reason.
Are they real?
Yes.
Are birds real?
Are birds even real? So next month, I think I'm going to do this as the kit for January.
Really?
I think I'm going to do the kit to be...
I didn't know that.
I think it's going to be another one where you can choose one or the other. I'm not totally sure yet, so don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do owls as the kit. So this is the new pattern for little owls. It's a little barn owl specifically. They're my favorite owls. And here you can see that is a burb. So it's a bird in disguise. And then the other burb that I think we're going to be able to decide between that or a chicken. I really like the chicken a lot. I'm actually currently working in the other room on... I'm currently working in the other room on another version of this where it's a finger puppet. And the reason I'm making it into a finger puppet is not because I want to make a finger puppet, but so that you can put stuff up the up the butt and you can pop it out like an egg. That's my idea for it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So it also is kind of a work in progress, but it's also an upcoming design. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and stuff like that if you want some burbs. And if you want to see all the burbs that are currently out, just go check out clubcrochet.com/burb. That's where I'm putting them all.
You can also find all of our show notes at clubcrochet.com/podcast.
Yes, that's where we put all the show notes for all the episodes if you want to learn more about anything we're talking about. And then the final thing I want to talk about is shop updates. There aren't a whole bunch of shop updates, but there are a few big ones. The first big one is gift cards. So it took me forever, like, oh my gosh, forever to figure this out. But we finally got gift cards available, so you can get a gift card for Christmas for someone so you could use it to buy anything in the shop. You can also gift memberships, which are two different things, but you can use the gift card to buy a membership. So you can gift someone and say like, hey, here's a year's worth of Club Crochet membership so you can get any of his patterns and I come out with new ones so it's consistently growing.
That's so cool. So if let's say I wanted to buy my brother a subscription for 2021, so any pattern you come out with in 2021 would be applicable?
And any pattern that I had come out with as well.
Right.
That's what I think is really cool about Club Crochet is that you can get all my patterns. So that cool. is one big thing. And then the other big shop update is that I've got some cool burb designs that my good friend Dominic has made. So we're turning those into t-shirts. So there's going to be...
these are drawn designs.
Yes, so drawn designs of burbs. So the idea is they're going to be... it's going to be a t-shirt that you can buy where it says Church of Perch, which is something that the live stream talks about all the time. The Church of Perch, we always go like... For the Church of Perch. Anyhow, so we got Church of Perch t-shirts coming out, and then stickers. I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna make it into a sheet of stickers where you can mix and match your burb. So you can have a like the body of one type of burb, and then you can put any kind of head on top of that. So I think that's how it's gonna work. I have all the illustrations done. I just need to order them. So. Yes, new stickers that I'm really excited about. Church of Perch. Thank you so much for watching. Before we go, we're going to get our cat in here because he really wants to join us. I don't know if you have heard his meows throughout the entire episode, but we have.
Go get Jiminy. Yes, Jiminy is an attention hog. That's for sure.
Yeah, come on.
Come on in. Hi, buddy. Hello.
This is Jiminy, our kitty.
Our older kitty, yes. We call him Jimbo for fun.
Yes.
Jiminy Cricket is his full name, and he loves attention, so we're just going to give him some while we close out our...
He's like, no, I want freedom!
He's really camera shy, I guess.
No, he's just weird. He changes his mind. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching from both of us and Jimbo here. We are very thankful for you just joining us. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And if you like this video, please like it down below. It helps it get spread out. Share it with anybody that you think might enjoy our rants.
Friends, family, loved ones, ex-boyfriends.
Yeah,
Take it.
And if you don't like it, then share it with your enemies.
Absolutely.
Yeah, make them suffer as well. And make sure to subscribe and all that fun stuff. And comment. Let us know if you have anything that you want to share with us. We read all the comments. We're always looking at them, and they mean a lot to us.
We want to make sure we wish you a very happy holiday season, no matter what you celebrate. And no matter if you are on your own or with your family, at least you're here with us, and we are so appreciative of that.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching, and happy holidays.
And pasta la pizza?
Pasta la pizza.
Happy knitting?
And happy hooking.
See you next time.
Yeah. You want to say bye, Jimbo?
Bye, Jimbo.
Say bye.
Bye.